Clyde Lewis.
Let's go to James in Sacramento, California. You're on Ground Zero. Go ahead, James.
Clyde
Yes.
Lewis?
Yes.
Sir, I'm a member of the National Citizens Patrol Force.
Okay.
Have been for 4 years. Your people that was out there, the farmer's ranch, was causing trouble. He did not pay his taxes. Your people cannot win over our people.
Who's my people, or who? What are you talking about? My people.
Your anti-government people cannot win against us.
And who are you, James?
President Obama is our commander-in-chief.
Yes.
President Obama is our savior, our king. Hail to President Obama. We will lay our lives down for our president. That's who we are.
Okay, so you look at him as a savior and a king? As a messiah?
President Obama is our commander-in-chief.
Yes.
He is our savior and our king.
Okay.
And we will lay our lives down for our president, Barack Obama.
So you think this is some sort of fight between Barack Obama and a small farm out there in Nevada, out in the middle of nowhere?
The man was a dissident. He doesn't obey the laws or the rules.
Okay. And the laws and the rules are to what exactly? Obey laws and rules that may be a little bit harsh, or otherwise, there were other farmers that actually obeyed the rules and they were told to leave and they left because they were afraid. He stood up because he said, well, pay my state taxes, pay my other taxes. I just don't know about the fees because I've improved upon this land and the BLM didn't care about it.
They obeyed the rules. They wasn't afraid. We gave them other jobs. We gave them other places to farm. They're doing fine. Mr. Bundy is not doing fine.
James, who did we give other farms to? Can you name some names of who we gave the farms to?
The other 35 farmers are the ones that we've taken care of.
And what did you do? Where did you put them?
Throughout the United States.
Mm-hmm. So you uprooted them and put them throughout the United States. You think they enjoyed being uprooted?
They're doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're enjoying their lives. They're making money. Their families are with them. They obey the rules.
Those same families are the ones that are shaking the hand of Bundy that day that he was out there talking to all the news reporters?
Those are dissidents. They're fakes. They're frauds. We know who they are.
And what are you going to do to them? I'm afraid to ask. What are you going to do to them?
What we're going to do to them is we're not with children in front of them to keep them from being taken in. When we will get them, and we will put them in FEMA camps, as you call them.
I don't call them FEMA camps, James. I don't call them FEMA camps.
That's what you call them.
No, that's not what I call
They're
them.
learning.
They're learning camps, learning centers. They're just camps. They're KB&R camps is what they are. They're KB&R centers. Kellogg Brown and Root owns them. What's that?
Centers, FEMA camps.
Mm-hmm.
That is fine with us.
Are you for real, or are you just pulling my leg?
I'm a lieutenant.
In what?
4 years of the National Citizens Patrol Force.
So are you? What are you? Are you some militia group that basically is a worshiping group of Barack Obama? What are you? I've never heard of you. And are you recognized?
We are the National Citizens Patrol Force put out by our government to protect our government, sir.
Okay. What about protecting your country?
Loyalty is to our government.
What about What about
our
protecting your country, James? Is there something about protecting a country that I'm missing?
we are protecting our country from the dissidents like Mr. Bundy.
Do you protect the Constitution, James? Is that something you protect, or you just think the government's far more superior to the Constitution? Administrative law is more important than the Constitution. And do you also believe in extrajudiciary executions? I just was curious about this.
We are the ones protecting the Constitution.
Okay, if you think so. You say that you've sworn your allegiance to government, not Constitution. I mean, there can be attempts on destruction of the Constitution, both foreign and domestic.
Constitution, sir.
What's that?
Our government follows the Constitution, sir.
They do. And you won't, and you think they follow it to the T?
Exactly.
Okay. With the NDAA and the Patriot Act and all those other things that circumvent the Constitution, you believe that wholeheartedly?
Yes, sir.
Well, James, more power to you, I guess. What do you think the outcome's going to be with what happened at the ranch? What do you think should happen, James?
What will happen? It will be a peaceful event. Mr. Bundy will be taken in peaceably. We will get Mr. Bundy when he doesn't have his followers around him. And we will take him, as you call it, a FEMA camp, a learning center. We will correct Mr. Bundy, make him a productive citizen again, sir.
Okay. Well, James, I really appreciate you calling my program, and I, you notice I didn't argue with you. I've been listening to what you have to say, and I'm going to keep this open. What's that?
I have permission. I have permission from my local general to call your show, sir.
Well, thank you, James, for calling my show and informing me. I think it's great that we hear both sides of the story, and I think it's interesting to hear what's your group called again?
Want to hurt Mr. Bundy, you will take him in peaceably.
Okay, I heard that. But what is your group again, James, so I know?
We're the National Citizens Patrol Force, sir.
Thank you so much, James. National Citizens Patrol Force. Hail Hydra. 888-673-3700. That's 888-673-3700. We'll be back.
Spoke up and said, Wayne City. The loudspeaker spoke up and said, Wayne City. The loudspeaker spoke up and said, Wayne City. Hear that? Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up. Wayne City. Wayne City. Wayne City.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and this is Ground Zero. The producers are conversing right now over the phone call we just got from this guy, James. Are we still looking into the call? Yeah, we are. Dave, have you been... Well, let me see a minute. Hold on a second. Dave, open your mic here. If you can hear me, can you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you are. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So he says, sir, he says that Brian is saying that we are tracing the call. Brian is saying we're tracing the call. What do you think of that call? What did you? You're looking into it too. This is kind of bizarre.
Well, I'm going to try and find that clip so we can play it back. I mean, it was very peculiar to say the least.
Not the whole clip. I just want to hear what they planning on doing to him, because that was what was.
I wasn't quite sure what organization he was affiliated with, but
and I don't think that I don't
I'm
know.
not sure he actually was affiliated with.
Yeah, well, I think that this is something that he is kind of crazy.
I mean, if he's lieutenant, I'm the Pope. I mean, that's how I felt.
That's how I felt about it. I'm the leader. I'm the lieutenant to Captain Crunch here. I don't know.
Oh, you give me a second. We'll
Yeah,
find
give me
more.
a sec. Okay, and Brian, you're tracing the call. We're trying to trace the call. This is a weird call, and sometimes we have this happen. We had the CIA call, or we had somebody claiming to be the CIA, and I was stupid. I didn't know it was the CIA. I didn't even expect the CIA to call me. And in fact, I can't remember what I called it. It was like the Central Intelligence Agency, or I called it like, oh, it's the Self-Intelligence, is what I thought it was. So you have reached the Self-Intelligence Agency. And then I got on the phone, I got my bad mouth. And I said, okay, Self-Intelligence Agency, whoever you are, you better quit calling me and harassing me. And then I got a call, Mr. Lewis, this is the CIA calling. And they were like telling me, it was because I said something about CIA. Not CIA, I said something about North Korea. They didn't like it. And so, yeah, weird things happen on this program. They just happen all the time, and we have people, like, busily scouring the phone lines and everything else. People are on Twitter going, he's trolling! They were expecting to say he's just joking. I don't think he was joking. I think he seriously believed what he was saying. And, in fact, that's why we're analyzing the clips. That's why we're analyzing the numbers right now, just to find out exactly. Well, what prompted it was, of course, for those of you that don't know, Harry Reid, of course, the guy who has been, like, in the forefront now of muscling in on Cliven Bundy, has said, you know, it's not over. And then today at a press conference that he had, that was the Las Vegas Tribune, actually, or the Las Vegas Review-Journal, had filed this report about what he said about those who were at the ranch. He called them domestic terrorists.
Now, the Nevada ranchers, they pay their taxes, they pay their fees, and they follow the law. That's the way it should be. Now, what about Cliven Bundy? Cliven Bundy does not recognize the United States. He says that the United States is a foreign government. He doesn't pay his taxes. He doesn't pay his fees, unlike the rest of the Nevada ranchers. And then he doesn't follow the law. There are 2 court orders that have directed him to get your cattle off the land. And one of them was one of the orders was written by Lloyd George, who was really one of the most thoughtful, considerate people in the country. He has exhausted his ability to go to court, but now he continues to thumb his nose at authority. I think that we have to put this in the proper perspective. I've spoken to Sheriff Gillespie in detail. I've spoken to the Attorney General, Eric Holder, in detail. I've spoken to James Comey, the head of the FBI, in detail. Talked to him yesterday. I've talked to the Secretary of Interior yesterday. And it's an issue that we cannot let go and just walk away from it. Keep in mind what happened up there. There were hundreds of people from around the country that came there. They had sniper rifles on the freeway. They had assault weapons. They had automatic weapons. And as one of the former sheriffs from Arizona said, and we had children and women lined up because if anybody got hurt, we wanted to make sure they got hurt first because we want the federal government hurting women and children. This is the deal, and it's not a good one. So these people who hold themselves out to be patriots are not. They're nothing more than domestic terrorists. And I think that we are a country that people should follow the law. And what went up in Mesquite is not very good. I repeat, what went on up there is domestic tourism. Okay, domestic terrorism, not tourism.
Domestic tourism. No, domestic terrorism. We want to make it clear. So I'm asking if that's appropriate. If calling them a domestic terrorist, do you really think that they were domestic terrorists? Can you compare them to the Sarnia brothers? Can you compare them to can you compare them to the guy who shot up the Jewish Center in Kansas City? I mean, this is where I think that Harry Reid has pretty much taken this to the next level. It's just not good. And that's the thing, is that they continue to stoke the fire. It's like they're kicking the fence to get the dogs to bark again. And I just don't know. You hear about the spin that's being done by the big money people, the slaves of the banks. You heard Rupert talk about it. You heard Pallas talk about it. And now it's up to you to talk about it. We have crazies coming out of the woodwork. Let's go to Ron in Salem.